Adrian had always been a fighter, not just in the ring, but in life. Growing up in a tough neighborhood, life had taught him resilience from an early age. His father had left when he was just a boy, and his mother worked tirelessly to put food on the table. He spent most of his childhood navigating between school and the streets, dodging trouble and dreaming of something bigger. At 16, Adrian found himself wandering into an old, dimly lit boxing gym tucked away in a forgotten corner of the city. The scent of sweat and worn leather filled the air. He watched in awe as seasoned fighters threw powerful jabs at the heavy bags, their muscles rippling with each punch. Marcus, the gym's owner and an old boxing champion, noticed the boy's eager eyes. "You ever fought before?" he asked gruffly. Adrian shook his head. "Not like this." Marcus studied him for a moment before tossing him a pair of battered gloves. "Let's see what you got." That day, Adrian threw his first real punches. They were wild, uncoordinated, and sloppy, but they carried something raw. Marcus saw potential, a fire that couldn't be taught. From that day forward, Adrian became a fixture in the gym, training relentlessly under Marcus's watchful eye. For years, he trained tirelessly, pouring every ounce of energy into the sport. He endured grueling early morning runs, hours of sparring, and the sting of Marcus's tough love. "Boxing isn't just about throwing punches," Marcus would say. "It's about heart. It's about how many times you can get hit and keep moving forward." By the time Adrian turned 20, he had built a name for himself in the underground boxing circuit. He was fast, relentless, and fearless in the ring. Promoters started to take notice, and soon, he got his first professional fight. It was a chance to step into the spotlight, a chance to prove himself. The night of the fight, adrenaline coursed through his veins as he stepped into the ring. The crowd roared, the bright lights making his opponent seem even more menacing. The first round was brutal. His opponent was experienced and powerful, landing blows that shook Adrian to his core. But Adrian refused to back down. He fought with everything he had, his mind flashing back to the struggles he had faced growing up, to his mother's sacrifices, to Marcus's lessons. In the final round, Adrian landed a knockout punch, securing his victory. That win opened doors. Sponsorships, better training facilities, and bigger fights came his way. But just as his career was taking off, disaster struck. During a high-profile match, Adrian took a devastating hit. He collapsed, unable to move. The world around him blurred as he was rushed to the hospital. A severe concussion and torn ligaments put him out of commission. Doctors warned that another blow could end his career, or worse, his life. For weeks, Adrian lay in a hospital bed, staring at the ceiling, consumed by doubt. Was this the end of his dream? Marcus visited him every day, never sugarcoating the truth. "You got two choices, kid. You can let this break you, or you can rebuild, smarter, stronger." It wasn't easy. Rehabilitation was painful, both physically and mentally. There were moments when he wanted to quit, but something inside him refused to let go. Slowly, he regained his strength, relearning everything from footwork to defensive techniques. He knew he couldn't fight recklessly anymore. He had to be strategic, precise. Months later, Adrian made his comeback. The crowd doubted him. Analysts called him a has-been. But Adrian knew better. Stepping into the ring, he felt the familiar rush, but this time, he was different. He fought smart, dodging, countering, adapting. It wasn't just about power anymore, it was about skill and resilience. That night, he won not just the match, but the respect of the boxing world. He proved that setbacks were just stepping stones for comebacks. Years later, Adrian stood in the center of a roaring arena, his hands raised in victory, the championship belt around his waist. He had come a long way from that lost teenager who had wandered into a dusty old gym. As he looked out at the cheering crowd, he knew one thing for sure: life wasn't about how hard you got hit, but about how many times you could stand back up. And Adrian, he was never going down without a fight.